Now, I hope you're doing great. Mark Ludy, person that loves to draw. I'm an author and an illustrator of picture books. And today, what I've done is I've done my first jerry rigging, where I'm going to give you a real time example of how I draw, and you'll be able to see me at the same time. This is how, and this is what you're going to be seeing here. Escape. Boom. Okay, so this is our screen, and I'm the one down here, and I have Photoshop open, and this is what I draw on all the time. So this is a digital drawing. It's layer based, so I'm going to add another layer. I'm going to name it top ink layer. So this is just a concept idea. I'm going to draw an old man. That's my plan. So I'm going to draw sort of an idea for a head, and I honestly, as I'm drawing, I had no intention of drawing it like this, but I'm just sort of seeing what feels right. This does not go to any project I'm currently doing. I will be taking you in to how I draw my next book, Tig Tig, here, but I just wanted, this is actually something where I was like, I just want to see if I can do this, where if this is an engaging way of being able to show how I draw. So I'm now creating a nose, and I'm not being too specific, and ears. Good ears, good size ears. This is an old guy. So, and then what we're going to do is, I don't know what his personality is yet. We're going to find out together maybe. I'm going to give him sort of small eyes at the moment. Maybe a stash. Look at that. There we go. Okay, we're going to zoom in. And I'm just sort of creating a general idea, and then we'll sort of flesh it out. So what I have here, I'm going to sort of bring in those eyes. Sort of a concerned look, doesn't he? But he's a kindly fella. All right. See how we're getting sort of an idea of the guy? There we go. He's sort of like I almost see him like some general right there. Maybe he will be. We'll see. And then we'll give him hair. Not that I like giving all my characters hair, because that's, you know probably how I feel about that. All right, so there, and then I'm going to have his eye up like that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull back this opacity. I do that over here, and then I'm going to go over it, and let's just sort of drop in how this is going to start looking here. So I'm bringing in a little red. And if you've never been in Photoshop, you will learn that it has so many colors to choose from. In fact, I have over 16 million colors to choose from here. So depending on what you want to do, you can do it here. No doubt about that. Now, I am going to drop in the eye here. I'm also going to sort of block in some color. I'm not too concerned about every little color I pick, because I can, depending on how hard I press down, the ink will come out. I can always change it if I'm not liking how it's looking. But I'm sort of building it up. Over here I have more shadow because it's on this other side of the nose. Well, right now you can see the date, April 8th. I heard we're going to have snow again. I'm in Colorado. And so right now it's absolutely beautiful out. 80 degrees, or no, 72 2 degrees. My conversational skills do plummet when I am drawing at the same time. Good coffee. It's always a key ingredient when drawing. I think it's more out of habit for me. I don't necessarily need it, but I like it. So here we go. Here is sort of a blocked in okay, I'm going to use a little orangish color, yellow. Get back that red. I'm going to increase the size of my brush. You'll be able to see that by the circle. This is an airbrush. Now let's get into these eyes. Here we go. I'm going to add a little red. And let's give them sort of grayish eyes, grayish eye color. I think this was on a cord, which was making it not solid. All right, so there's some eyes. Now I'm going to come in here. So I'm drawing on a Wacom tablet. This is the Cintiq, and it has 8,000 pressure sensitivity. And it does a great job. Now I can get highly detailed if I want. How detailed can I get? This is 1 pixel. And I can come in here and say I want to do 1 pixel. Just give you an idea. That's the size. Just Control Z or Control Option Z and I can undo. Let's come in here. I'm going to add a little light here that's on that eyelid. And we're also going to come in here. And just very, ever so lightly, add some red. His eyes are tired. He's lived a lot of life. I'm going to add a little darker here. Now I'm only adding detail where I want the eye to look. I'm not worried about focusing on every little hair stroke, all that kind of stuff. This is more something that I just want to be able to capture. There we go. It's kind of cool, isn't it? And I am looking forward to working on my other stuff right now. I'm working on a game with Curran Mulvihill, and I'm excited about that, how that's coming out. And a brand for a company called Lollies, and it's an ice cream shop that's coming. Now, why I did this, I have no idea. Look at that. That's where that needed to be. I just totally wasn't even thinking as I did that. But it's nice to be able to undo where you want. adding just a little shadow underneath this eye. Oh, he's a neat guy. I like him. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add down more body to him. As I said, it has 8,000 pressure sensitivity. So I've learned I don't get too heavy on the hands a lot of times. So like I said, this is the darker side. I'm going to add a little blue, in fact. All right. Now I'm not leaving it like that. Don't worry. I do a lot of stuff that I'm like, you do it and you're like, I don't like that at all. All right, so here, what I'm going to do again is I'm just going to block in. And what I mean by block in is I'm not any shadows. I'm just trying to get in a base color. I'm going to go a little darker here. All right, I'm going to add a little red. All right, now let's get a little more specific here. Make this thing pop. Now, what I look forward to is adding a little more age to him. And right now he has perfectly smooth skin, doesn't he? And that is going to change because we're now going to add a little depth to him. Too much yellow in there, but you can always build off of that. Now what's going to help is as we get this is a big brush right now that we're just sort of laying down. Here's our face. He's a tired guy, isn't he? All right, let's get a little better stash going here. It's probably bothering you as much as it is me. I kind of like the idea of this lip sort of puckered out. So now like he needs to have very subtle, just a little darker. I don't know if you can hear the whining. That's Opal, our little dog that is in her, must have been just put in her pen. All right, it's coming along. All right, let's put a little chinny chin chin on this guy now. There's still a lot of detail, and this guy may change quite considerably as we continue to go on. A little light here. And we're going to give him sort of a caricaturish kind of face. In other words, I kind of like the idea of his head sort of squatted onto this body here. Now I'm going to lock down those pixels here, and I'm going to try something here. I'm going to put a little more blue shade to him. All right. I want this chin. Oh, yeah. I was just watching The English Surgeon. It's a documentary about this guy that does brain surgery, and I haven't finished it yet. But that was he goes into the Ukraine and he's just had it on his heart to help these people who they say are basically inoperable, and their healthcare system and how it was all set up was just a mess, and how he has come in and come alongside the doctors there, one specific one, and it just inspired me. I'd been to Romania and Bulgaria and Albania ages ago when I was younger, and I just remember seeing the people in this video and thinking, oh man, that they look just like they look just like the people I remember seeing in Eastern Europe. Loved them. And so this, what we'll do here is I'm just sort of blocking down still and just adding little lights. Now let's get an ear here. I like how this guy's coming out. You never know. This is, I think I had an idea when I sat down what I was going to draw. I sort of, this is nothing like what I had planned, just to let you know. And you can see here also, this is, there was the initial drawing that we doodled out, and here's what we've colored on it so far. So we just sort of build this up, and so yeah, I think this sort of had it must have been the subtle influence of just that documentary I saw. Just this rough kind of character that Sort of looks like he's from an Eastern Bloc country. See, adding these little shadows sort of just help pop out his jowls. And darkness right there. Proud man. He knows what it's like to have an honest day's work. Now I'm seeing here the nose, how it needs to. I'll just say I'm not happy with it. Here we go. I need to bring over. It needs to be. Now look at that. Actually, a little surprise. As Bob would say, a happy accident. I like that actually. I like how that nose took a different form. Here we go. Bring that shadow more. I need to bring in some more depth on this side. It's just that hint of lines and oh yeah. This is fun. I'm actually glad I'm not working on my Tig right now. Totally different style. This is when you see it come together, man, this is really a joy seeing something come to life here. I'm going to lock down that. I'm going to make his ears, give him just a slight, they're a little red. His nose. Now we're going to come back over here and finish the other side, his other ear. Have it flail out a little. There we go. Okay, so much worry. I'm going to add that little highlight. Oh yeah. All right, so now what we're going to do is let's put his whole head together here. Picture that he wears a hat, some kind of big. What do you think? About right? I think. What do you think? Yeah? No? No? Oh, you want me to? Okay. All right, we'll do that. Yeah, see, I'm now pulling his head. He's got a sort of a unique head shape. He's always had all his life. And he's the kind of guy that doesn't look in the mirror too much either. So it's like what you get. Don't you wish you could be more like that? To not care about what people see, but worried about what kind of person you are. Love that. All right, so we're going to do this. I'm adding here. Okay, so here we have the head. Let's add a little light here. Now there is something about maybe possibly even it's like his cranium has thoughts on what we see. Now let's I'm going to add another layer above that I'm going to just sort of lay down what could be his hair. So I'm going to come in here. It's just the hints of hair. Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, and yeah, this is the kind of thing. This is what makes the more you do this, the funner it gets, I think, actually. That's what's crazy about it. Now I'm going to add some depth here, over here in this, just sort of how it's just the texturing. To pop out his cheeks more. Now we're going to also come back to this. I love it. Make his bottom lip pop even more. And then adding a little shadow down here. Now we're bringing a little more of the detail. We'll call it the sharpening. And how I do that is I basically take down my airbrush, make it smaller so that my lines become sharp, which I don't always like. So I bring up this eye just a little bit. Let's do this. There we go. You want them a little happier? Let's do that. So he doesn't look much happier, but I know the guy, and he's actually a happy guy. little too harsh. We're going to pull out his cheekbones just a little by adding a little light. Okay, and now let's finish up his ears. All right. All right, I hope you're enjoying this. I can't imagine you're enjoying it as much as me, but it is fascinating, and I've heard enough from enough people to say it's quite a joy to be able to see something be created. I like watching this kind of thing. Others do it, and so it's the kind of thing where it's fun to be able to see something come from nothing. So if I even take out that picture, this is where we're at so far. Now I'm not going to probably finish the whole thing here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this color. And I already know I don't like that color. What does he need? I think he needs a darker, more drab blue. But I do want some color to have him pop too. So we're also gonna do some hair in his ears. I can't leave well enough alone, can I? All right. All right. Picture him with some kind of sort of a jacket. And what you can always do is just go to the end when you want to see how it came out, and if you want to see how things were done, just cruise around until you find where I worked on that. Now I'm going to do something also here. I'm actually going to take and go behind, and I am going to add just a slight background. Sometimes better to start with this than not. He's quite the fella, isn't he? All right. Well, I think he's coming together nicely. I think we're close to wrapping this up. Why would I be close to wrapping this up? While this is not done, the primary portion of it that I intended to draw is done. I wasn't expecting to do a work of art, if you will. It was honestly a an opportunity just to draw, and not fully knowing what I was going to draw. I knew I was going to draw a face, um, and so it's the kind of thing where see how I brought that up, so it's over that part. I'm going to actually add so his cheek is sort of resting. No, I just wanted to create something that you and I both might enjoy seeing come together. All right. Yeah. All right. So what we're going to do, I'm also going to come in here and I'm going to sort of bring in a darker. All right. Well, let me actually add just a few more little things that I think this needs. What's wrong? Oh, I'm on the page or the. There we go. Yeah, no, I think he's got a good future ahead of him. So that's what I would say is our face right there. And hey, thanks. If you enjoyed this, please let me know. Subscribe or share with others that you think would enjoy this. So that's where I'll end it. But I wish you the best, and I hope you can continue to enjoy and delight even more and more in the gift of drawing and creating. It's a fun thing to do. So have a great one, and hopefully we'll see you again.